So last year, around the same time, when I started exploring ESG, I reached out to an ESG lead and I asked him, what is it like? And he said to me, you know what? On Monday morning, I opened my email inbox and I had 45 new emails. Half of them wanted ESG reports, and the other half wanted me to implement some new initiative, as in yesterday. I'm a team of one. And sometimes there's just a mountain of expectations on my shoulders, and I don't even know where to begin. And funny enough, I see and hear these stories more often than you'd think. So if you've ever had that, where do I even begin feeling, then stick around. Today we are discussing one of the biggest challenges facing ESG teams right now. How do you prioritize when your team is small, your budget is thin, and expectations, as usual, are sky high? Especially when it sometimes feels like the support that you need is out of reach. If you lead ESG teams with limited resources, you know the pressures can be insane. There's no endless list of staff that can help you out. No blank checks to solve every problem that you have. It's basically you, your small team, and a mountain of work that needs to get done, and it has to be done well. That's exactly why I created this guide. I want to give you a clear, realistic, step-by-step path that you can actually apply. No jargon, no fluff, just real strategies that you can use to move yourself forward, even when everything feels very overwhelming. Let's dive in and start making it manageable. You have to start with ruthless clarity. And I mean ruthless. When you are stretched thin, clarity is critical. You can't do it all, and if you're going to try, you're going to burn yourself and your team out. So here's where we start. Go grab a notebook, a whiteboard, sticky notes, whatever works. Go on, I'll wait. While you're scurrying around, you can follow me on LinkedIn, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Got your stuff? Good. Now, write down every single ESG initiative or expectation that you are managing right now. Big, small, tactical, strategic, doesn't matter. Get them out of your head and onto that piece of paper. Now, for each one of those items on that list, ask yourself these two questions. Number one, is this mandatory right now? Think compliance requirements, board reports, anything that has a real consequence or business impact if the deadline is missed. Number two, is this actually driving us towards our ESG goals? And be honest, because let's get real. Not every idea actually drives real impact. Now, once you've answered those two questions, here's your action step. Circle the 3 tasks that are both urgent and important. Not 5, not 7, 3. Those are your real priorities. And that's where your focus needs to start. Okay, so now you're going to apply the 80-20 rule. The hard truth is, not everything on your list deserves the same amount of attention. And this is where the Pareto principle is going to become your best friend. 20% of your effort is going to drive 80% of your impact. The Pareto principle is the 80-20 rule. It was named by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, and I probably just butchered that beyond any form of recognition. Anyway, in the 1800s, he noticed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by about 20% of the population. Now later, people started to notice this phenomenon everywhere. Business, economics, everyday life. Anyway, I digress. Your job is to find that 20%. What activities are going to drive your ESG strategy forward in a meaningful way? Maybe it's locking in your emissions baselines. Maybe it's getting supplier engagement off of the ground. Whatever it is, prioritize what drives real progress, not just what's making the most noise. Because in a small team, energy spent in the wrong place is expensive. Build a minimum viable ESG plan. Now look, big ESG strategies look absolutely fantastic on paper. But when you are working with limited time, money, and people, you are going to need something leaner, a minimum viable plan. And that means focusing only on what is absolutely critical to deliver within the next 90 days. Not in a year from now, not someday, this quarter. Remember that priority list that you created earlier? This is where you document that. And here's the rule. If you can't fit it on a single sheet of paper, it's too complicated. Keep it simple and map out these key 3 things. Number 1, what does success actually look like? And be specific. Number 2, who is responsible for this? Even if it is just you wearing 5 hats. And number 3, when does this actually have to be done by? That's it. No fluff, no jargon, no endless Gantt charts. Just a clear, workable plan that your team can actually deliver on. Learn the power of saying later. Or, no. This is something that a lot of ESG teams tend to forget. Saying yes to everything is going to put you on the fast track to serious burnout. Sometimes the smartest thing that you can say is not yet, or just simply a polite no. This is where a parking lot list comes in. It's simply a place where you can store all of the good ideas, initiatives, nice to haves that just simply aren't urgent right now. It keeps you focused on what matters most without you having to lose sight on the things that you might want to implement when the timing and the resources are right. Back in the day, I used this and it is very effective. I used to call it a no neglect list. It was a term that was coined by one of the great leaders that I had the privilege of working with years ago. But whatever you want to call it, just trust me. Having that list is going to make you feel a lot less guilty about not implementing everything at once. Communicate upwards and do it regularly. Here's the thing. If leadership doesn't know what you're juggling, then they're just going to assume that you can handle everything. And this is not just true for ESG teams, this is true for any team. If you're just going to keep on putting in hours upon hours upon hours into your work, drowning in it without letting anybody know, then everyone's just going to assume that you are fine and dandy. This is why regular, clear communication is absolutely critical, especially when your team is running lean. Share your focus priority list with leadership. You remember the one that you created earlier? That one. And frame it like this. This is where we are focusing our attention right now in order to drive the most impact. If priorities shift, we are ready to adapt, but this is where we are placing our bets today. Remember, this is not about complaining. This is about aligning and to ensure that business leadership understands the trade-off when working with limited resources. When you are upfront about what is possible and what's not, you build trust. And you also prevent your team from being pulled into 100 different directions. I have a bonus one for you. Building your extended ESG team. Just because your team is small doesn't mean that you have to go about it all alone. Most of the ESG work that you do touches every part of the organization, from finance to procurement to HR. You already have internal allies within the organization. You just have to invite them into the conversation. Start small. One conversation, one champion at a time. Find the people who believe in resilience and your mission. Or find the people who's already doing the work that overlaps with your goals, even if they don't realize it yet. Over time, these internal allies will become your extended ESG team. And trust me, this informal support network can become your biggest secret weapon. If you need help with your ESG program or any of its supporting processes, why not reach out to me and I can happily connect you with the right experts to help drive you and your organization to success. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing on YouTube and following me and 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝗏 ESG on LinkedIn. Comments help me out tremendously, so even if you don't want to comment, just leave your last emoji. Leave your favorite emoji. It really helps with the engagement. It helps drive my cause forward, and it also keeps me motivated to deliver more content to you. I've put all of the links in the description. Now, go change that lean ESG team of yours from overwhelmed to elite. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay green, stay clean.